Top 3 reasons you like storage units over traditional real estate.
Number one, no tenants, no trash, no toilets, right? That's the biggest thing. I don't got to deal with chasing nobody down. Number two, we don't go by eviction laws, right? We go by lien laws, which means when you sign that lease as a customer, and self-storage is a business, right? So when somebody rents out a unit, we don't call them a tenant, we call them a customer. So you renting out a unit as a customer, but in that agreement, if you don't pay, we can put a lien on your unit. So 30 days later, if you don't pay, we give you that notification, and now we actually have an auction company come in and they'll sell off your items, and we still can get paid.
So we gonna compare because you kind of making it sound like it's better than traditional real estate with tenants and everything else.
It is.
I disagree. We gonna get into it.
Yeah. What happens when that tenant leaves, right? Let's just say their family grows, right?
Yeah.
And now they outgrow and they gotta leave. You gotta go in there and renovate that entire apartment now. New bathroom, depending on how the state of it, but typically
correct.
They probably tearing that up. New kitchens, bathrooms, floor.
Like how many people fell on hard times and put their stuff in storage?
I don't really know the exact number of how many people.
Just in your experience, what you thinking? Like, are people getting kicked out and putting their stuff in storage?
I think majority is for like some distress situation.
So the default rate on those payments got to be a little bit higher too.
As a newbie entrepreneur, you getting into business and you having to go through that full process.
Yeah.
Whether it's building, whether it's starting the business, growing the business, you gotta have the capital to do it. It takes a certain level of skill set, mindset. It's gonna take time.
Right.
You're not gonna get money day one, right?
Yeah.
So for somebody that's new to go and buy a business that's already set up, right? So for example, the last 3 facilities, the guy owned it for 30 years, right? It already has customers, already have a website, already got the marketing in place, already have ads running, already, like everything's already done.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go buy it and collect money day one and learn in the process of me making money versus learning in the process of losing or being in the negative while you're waiting for your return.
Welcome to another episode of Brick by Brick with Charles Noonan. Today we got a special guest. We got my guy Ramel Newerls, Mogul Lifestyle. What's up, bro?
Glad to be here, bro.
Yeah, happy to have you. I gotta say, like right off the bat, yeah. I saw you on Instagram years ago. One of the first people that look and sound like me on Instagram, and you was dropping some stuff that just hit home with me. I ain't gonna lie. Fighting with tenants, fighting with rent. And you know what really caught me? The eviction process. Yeah. I struggle with that eviction process like crazy. That's why people be fighting. It's like, I want you to get out. But when you drop the game from a storage unit perspective, and you was like, the eviction process is like 30 days or something like that, I was like, damn, bro, talking some stuff. Yeah. So, bro, just introduce yourself to my audience, man. Let them know exactly what the hell I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Thank you to be here, bro. My name is Ramel Newerls, 32 years old, Brooklyn, New York. Self-storage king. Been in real estate 10 plus years, but over the last 4 years, I've been completely focused on self-storage. So how to make money in real estate with no tenants, no trash, no toilets. That's my thing. You know, 'cause I've been in real estate. I dealt with the nightmare tenants calling you at midnight because upstairs they too loud. Kids is breaking the cabinets. The toilet is clogged. And now you got to send property man evictions 2 years. I've been through that, you know. So I was like, okay, like how could I make money in real estate with no tenants, no trash, no toilets?
I ain't gonna lie. You had me looking at storage units had me for a while. Like, you're the first person. So this is something that they've been doing for years, right? Yeah. Caking for years. You're the first person that ever put me on to like, yo, there's another asset class in real estate where we can make a lot of money. How'd you get into storage units?
So back in the pandemic, you know, I had like 40 plus properties between single families, duplexes, triplexes. And, you know, I couldn't evict anybody because of monetary reasons. People lost their jobs. People couldn't pay. So I'm stuck with the mortgage, the taxes, the maintenance, because you can't cut the water off and then your property get condemned. So I was really cash poor, but equity rich, right? Okay. So money that's in the walls, but I can't touch it. Yeah. And, you know, I said I need to start selling off some of my properties to liquidate so I could keep afloat during this time. Right. So I sold off a few of my properties. I was getting good money because, you know, the market was sky high at that point. Interest rates was low. People was overpaying. Yeah. And one of my tenants, right, he didn't want to leave. So I offered him cash for keys. So I said, look, I'll give you $2,000. Give me the keys. I need you to go. I don't care what you owe me.
Right.
You wash, one hand wash the other, just go. He said, I just need you to put my items in the storage unit for 90 days. I said, bet. Okay. So we looked up every single facility in the area. Everything was sold out, though. Right? Couldn't find a unit.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm like, hold on, I need to get on this side of the business, right? So I started YouTube and Googling, pay for it, mastermind. And
where was that unit at?
Pennsylvania.
I had to do the same thing for one of my tenants in the Bronx. It's real estate is crazy, right? To the point where landlords have to pay tenants that owe them money to leave. What's the highest you've heard a landlord have to pay a tenant to leave?
I've had landlords, not me personally, but people that I know, 10, 15 grand. It depends on, like in New York, if rent is $4,000, $5,000, and it's taking you years to get them out, listen, I pay 2 months up, that's $10,000 right there.
Yeah.
You know, so it really varies. Me personally, the highest I paid was $2,000, but I've seen numbers go up to 10, 15 grand.
What's the most somebody owed you in rent?
20-something thousand. I had a tenant that didn't pay me for 3 years straight, and it started in the pandemic, right? So they stopped paying me, and went 3 years of me going back and forth to court. Mind you, during the pandemic, the courts was closed, so you couldn't even. You had to wait till the courts opened up.
Yeah. And
once the courts opened up, now you got to go to court, got a hearing, you got to keep going back and forth. They got an attorney, and everything started piling up with late fees. Like 22,000 and some change.
So you had the master plan, right? You was going doors heavy. Yeah. You said you was at 40?
Yeah.
Doors heavy. Yeah. But kind of like a little struggling with the cash.
Absolutely.
Were you doing the BRRRR strategy?
I was doing the BRRRR strategy. So that's why, I love the teaching. I'm glad to be on your platform because we get it confused where we think that buying a bunch of units and we got 40 doors, 500 doors, but that don't mean you cash flow.
No, right? Nothing.
I had 40 doors, but I was like negative in cash flow, right? So it's not even about that. It's really about having the right properties, the right tenants, the right processes, and that's how you really start to do it. But I transitioned to self-storage because now I make money, still got subscription. That's any business you want to be in subscription. Real estate is subscription because you pay every single month. Yeah. So it's the same thing with storage units, but now again you don't got to deal with that tenant problem. The eviction process is much quicker.
Bro, you got hurt, bro. Were your feelings hurt?
Big fact. Listen, let me tell you this, right, bro? I had quit my job because I was working at Pepsi for 6 years. So that was like the 6-figure job. I was making all this money in real estate. I quit my job. Yeah. Then the pandemic happened.
Yeah.
And now I'm not making the money I thought I was making. So I'm like, I might have to go back and get a job.
Yeah, you know what? You know, one of the things they say, there's an identity risk when you do certain things, right? So you was probably cooking at Pepsi, right? With your grind and hustle, you probably was like that dude at Pepsi. So now you got to tell the whole family, friends, family, everybody, I'm doing this real estate thing. And to them, to you betting on yourself, right? So you jumped in the real estate game, and it wasn't what it seemed.
No.
Ugly.
Yeah.
It got ugly.
Very ugly.
Damn, bro. 40-something years. Did you not have government programs?
I had 2 tenants that was on government programs, so I wasn't. To be honest with you, I didn't really like the government programs. Yeah. Because they'll pay a portion of the rent, and the tenant have to pay the other portion. But I found in my experience, or just my experience, where the tenants that was on the government program, like Section 8, they was tearing up the apartment. Because I'm not paying for it. It's not my house. It's getting paid for. So I'm still dealing with some hassle, one way or the other.
There's a downside to that, too. There's a downside. People say tenants are tenants just because they on Section 8. It doesn't mean they're going to ruin your house, which, unfortunately, Section 8 tenants typically have the highest probability of wrecking your stuff because it ain't theirs. I'm gonna just put that out there, right? Like, y'all could agree or disagree, but it is what it is. And also, if you got properties in like a A-class neighborhood or a B-class neighborhood, you don't get that as much. So I understand. So really, the starter package, right? For us, it'd be a crib in the hood that you gonna rent out on Section 8.
Yep.
Little do we know that is the below surface level real estate. Yeah. That's not it. Yeah. You could have 10 of those, and then look what we doing. Han, this is what we doing in the hood. We're going to get the trap house in the hood. We paying for it, right? Right? Nah, because this is how we enter. Our people, this is
what we know.
This is how we making it. This is what real estate is to us in the hood, right? Today's episode of Brick by Brick with Charles Noonan is sponsored by unsoldland.org. Unsoldland.org is your one-stop shop for everything land. Unsoldland.org has property in the available states: Alabama, Arizona, Arkansas, Michigan, Mississippi, Pennsylvania, Texas, Virginia, and many, many more. Prices start as low as $1,000. Unsoldland.org. Go there for anything land. They will also finance your land as well. Back to the episode. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Thank you. You go get the house in the hood. You buy it. You're supposed to renovate it, refinance, and pull all the equity out, and then repeat it. But we're starting so much low in the basement that we not having a chance of doing that.
And then when you refi out, your credit got to be good, right? So that's something that most people don't realize. You're going through that process of renovating. If a tenant don't pay you, then you don't keep up with a mortgage because they're not paying you. And then you go to refi, your credit is not good. You can't even, you stuck.
What about the cost of refinancing? Nobody says it's $8,000 to refi. They don't. Nobody says that. They skip that, bro. They skip that. It's $8,000 to refinance. They skip that. But so I don't love that process, and that's why I feel like there's a perpetual circle of failure with people doing real estate, and they have to know like there's other ways to do it. There's other asset classes. So I like that you shared that and that you transitioned. I'm gonna say unscathed because I'm looking at you now, bro. You up 100%.
Yeah.
You changed that whole. You changed that whole outlook around. So you loving real estate, and I like what I see too with what you're doing. It's not only that you born and raised in Brooklyn.
Born and raised in Brooklyn.
Born and raised in the Bronx. So it's not only, but I have a house in Brooklyn now. So it's not only. Yeah, thank you, bro. So it's not only that you found a way, you went through the mud, misguided, because we misguided doing that wildness, right? Yeah. But I see you teaching it too. I pay attention, bro. I be seeing like you helping people do the same thing. Yeah. What made you start to help people?
Because of what I went through, right? I'm seeing not having the right guidance. And I say this, real estate could be the best thing in your life, but it could be the worst thing in your life. Yeah. And my dad, he was in real estate. He was a victim of predatory lending. Okay. So basically, the appraiser, the mortgage officer, the realtor, everybody's all connected, selling you a property that you really can't afford. They inflating the value, knowing that it's really not that, because everybody getting paid, and then you get stuck one day paying for a property that you can't afford, and now they foreclose on you. So I seen that happen to him. His lessons was a learning opportunity for me. Yeah. But he didn't have mentorship. So I made it a mission of mine that when I get in the game and I get this right, because I was even mentoring people when I was buying residential, right?
Yeah, they follow us.
And they follow that. But I had to now, as we evolve, we now have to let them know, like, all right, this is the change now because we're learning more. And that's all I'm doing, just sharing my journey as I go.
That's what's up, man. And then I got to say this, too. So I appreciate you for teaching that, because what you teaching is real, right? It's like things that we just don't think about. I went from teaching Landbank houses and buying the houses in the hood, but mine was a little different because I teach people to buy them debt free. Okay. So we keep all the money. We don't renovate. We don't refinance. We just renovate and we keep the money. So we don't pull the money out. Okay. So it's a little bit different. But I learned through just evolution that building is even better. So now a lot of my focus, I teach people that they need to buy land and build, because the cost of building is so small in comparison to what the values are. And if you do it right, like, you can make a lot of money. You can build to have a rental portfolio, or you can build as a developer to sell, and you could easily clear $100,000 per deal. So when I think about that, I'll be like, I love where people start to open up the whole spectrum of real estate and not just, go buy, renovate, refinance, and repeat, because that's not the best way. It's not. All right, so tell me this, bro. What you like about How many storage units you have? Like, do you count those as doors too? Each unit?
We count units. So total units. I have 5 facilities total.
Okay.
Over 500 units, like 540 something units to be exact.
Okay. Yeah. And what's the typical rental per unit?
On average, about $100 a unit.
$100
$100 a unit. Depending on where you are. Like most of my facilities are in Pennsylvania, so the price per square foot is lower versus the facility in New York.
Yeah.
Florida, you're gonna get more money. Just like anything, like apartment.
Yeah.
So, but on average, about $100 per unit.
Okay. Top three reasons you like storage units over traditional real estate.
Oh man, we get good now. Number 1, no tenants, no trash, no toilets. Right, that's the biggest thing. I don't gotta deal with chasing nobody down. Number 2, we don't go by eviction laws. Right, we go by lien laws, which means when you sign that lease as a customer, and self-storage is a business, right? So when somebody rents out a unit, we don't call them a tenant, we call them a customer. So you renting out a unit as a customer, but in that agreement, if you don't pay, we can put a lien on your unit. So 30 days later, if you don't pay, we give you that notification, and now we actually have an auction company come in and they'll sell off your items, and we still can get paid. Right? So I'm recession proof. So that's the second reason why I love it. And then the third reason is because we make multiple streams of income. So on social media is like make multiple streams of income, different businesses, but it's really about multiple streams from one actual business.
Right.
So we partner with the local moving company, right? And every customer that needs moving services, we just refer them to the local moving company, and we get paid commissions, right?
Nice.
When they rent out a unit, they also need insurance. We have a partnership with the insurance company and get paid commissions, right? So
nice.
We make multiple streams of income. Those are like the top 3 reasons why I love self-storage over, just period self-storage, period,
bro.
I would say.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
Nah, you can say it. I know where you going with it, bro. I know where you going with it because we had this conversation.
I don't want to make it like over residential real estate.
You know where he's going with this, right?
It's just really.
I just want to know. You said that your pops got caught up in predatory lending because of the pipeline. Mm-hmm. Are you predatory with your business with the pipeline you got? Because to the average ear, it sounds hypocritical. I understand. Listen, I'm not mad at the infrastructure, but now people are slick enough to say, so everybody's in cahoots. What's the difference between y'all? Are you giving a better price point?
We're not predatory, right? The reason why we're saying that, we're solution oriented.
There's no loan.
We're solution oriented.
Cool, you breaking it down.
Yeah. No, we ain't doing no loans. Listen, you rent out a unit. The solution is you need moving services, so we're gonna refer it out. The solution is you need insurance. Yeah. You may need transportation, but it's what you already gonna go and get from somewhere else. Yeah. Just get it from us.
But how about when the deal comes? It's $10 a month. How does it spike up to $200, $300, $400 now? That's also predatory.
User that we looking at the end user now.
Just because I didn't ask it in our interview, don't mean I.
So that's
talk about the coupons, bro.
The coupons is ill. I love it. Don't get it twisted, Ramel.
That's not predatory. It's business. That's what I'm
saying. All right.
It's business.
Yo, don't hate on my deal. Don't hate on my customer acquisition promo.
We gotta have a lead. Listen, you get in there. First month rent free.
Be $1.
Yeah, it'd be $1.
But give us your promos, bro. Go ahead.
So, different facilities, like depending on demand, right? But we do first month rent free. Why? Because we know you're gonna leave that unit over there, or you're gonna come to us first because I get the first month rent free.
Yeah.
But we know on the back end, right? That rent, $100, $120. So we are. It's called a loss leader, right? So we're losing on the front end, but we're gonna make that money over time. And it's only 30-day leases, right? So with an apartment, you got a 12-month lease.
Yeah.
Storage is 30 days. So I can increase your rent every 30 days if I choose to.
Yeah.
So when we get you in, right, you don't want to leave right away because who want to keep moving in and out? So it's kind of once we get you in, you win.
Yeah. All right, bro.
Shit sounds extra predatory.
No, so look, we on this side. I'm like, nah, that's genius.
Yeah. No, I love
somebody who rented a storage unit is like, yeah, they got me because they ain't really say it was gonna be 29 to 69 to 100. So yeah, I'm with you on that one, bro. Han, you gotta read the fine print.
You gotta read.
You gotta always read the fine print. I agree. It's always read the fine print.
Read your contract all the way before you sign it.
That's business.
Customers. Yeah, read your customers.
You know, the black people ain't reading the fine print.
They definitely.
We want the discount.
They got moving stuff to do. They not thinking about no fine print.
Nah, the $1 is what is enticing.
Yeah.
And also, what I love about it too, just the strategy that we use, we get 10% discount if you be on auto pay.
Yeah.
So now
I was gonna ask you that. So on the contract, and this is where I like it in comparison to real estate and to traditional rentals, right? Because some places you can't take the rent up front because of whatever rules they have, right? Like if you break the lease or break rules in the lease, you can't take the rent up front. So I lived in a high rise in Manhattan. I was trying to pay my rent up front. They was like, no, we can't accept it. Because if you wild out, we got to be able to kick you out. If we accept, we can't kick you out, right? So I like the fact that you can have it on auto pay. I can't lie, I got a storage facility, and nah. So we gonna compare because you kind of making it sound like it's better than traditional real estate with tenants and everything else.
It is.
I disagree. We gonna get into it, but at first I just gotta at least acknowledge. I got a storage facility, and just all transparency, I got real estate in 2 places where you can carry guns. Okay. We can't have guns in New York. So my first stop, I even just use Detroit for example. My first stop in Detroit is to go get my gun. It's in a storage facility. $40 a month. I'm just paying to store it there, and I don't even know if that's legal for that state, but I do anyway because you can carry, so we should as landlords, right? And I got 2 of them, $40 a month. It's on auto pay. I never think about it. I actually can't because I can't have a handgun in New York City, so I actually can't cancel them, right? So shout out to this strategy. Shout out to you. And yo, look, it's a small locker. It's like it got to be like 2x2. They just renting out lockers at that point.
$40.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I respect it.
This is what I love too, because when you rent out an apartment, right, or a single family house, whatever the case may be,
you gonna stop hating on apartments, bro.
Larger apartments, I'm with.
Houses, large. What you gonna stop hating on them?
But these smaller ones where you got 1 tenant, 2 tenant, the minute they stop paying you, you stuck. And then that tenant got to pay you $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, whatever that rent is. But for them to pay you that, they thinking about it. They know, all right, my paycheck, they looking at it and they planning for it. Versus storage unit, $40, $100. I'm not thinking about that, so it's more consistent for me to pay that. Versus, I gotta pay this rent that's $4,000. How can I make? I gotta figure out how I'm gonna make this up.
Well, I'm gonna say this because it's like you trying to compare, bro. That's what I'm. That's the vibe. You getting that vibe, like the comparison vibe?
I think what he's doing is the baseball theory. With a mortgage, you hitting home runs consistently, but if you go through a slump, you look like a bum. Whereas Derek Jeter and Pete Rose, they made the Hall of Fame hitting doubles and singles. They was just getting it. And at the end of the day, he like, I know I'm getting all the time without no headache. He's just trying to make sure he keep his hairline.
Yeah, that's it.
See, me and you, Charles, we think about you. That's why our hair is gone.
He definitely always thinking about something.
Yeah. Ramel ain't trying to think.
I thought it through. No, I thought it through.
What's up, Charles? What you thinking?
I went through a whole storage unit. So years ago, I went through a whole storage unit concept, and like they were trying to sell me on storage units. So I really thought about it, but I was knee deep. I had 30 houses at that point, right? And I just didn't move on it because I didn't know enough about it. But the reality of it is, like, you can have a government program to pay the rent based on how you size your rent. The government programs ain't never late.
They're not late.
Unless you slumlord, you got complaints like the outlets is hanging out, right? You're not providing the proper heat. You got issues, but that's on us. So from a traditional tenant perspective, right, programs don't be late. Programs don't be late during COVID. In Detroit, I got a block of properties that kind of saved my portfolio during COVID. I just renovated these, right? And the programs was paying the rent, and that kind of held me down with my portfolio that I had in New York. So it kind of, I was using that money to pay for these other mortgages, but I'm always going to side with traditional rentals because it's like put so much food on the table in my house.
You know, to each his own. I would say,
Yeah.
so let me say something back to that, right? So you said that the government programs, they pay, right?
They pay.
What happens when that tenant leaves, right? Let's just say their family grows, right?
Yeah.
And now they outgrow and they got to leave. You got to go in there and renovate that entire apartment now. New bathroom, depending on how the state of it, but typically
Correct.
they probably tearing that up. New kitchens,
Yeah.
bathrooms, floors,
Not
probably.
the whole place. Not the whole. Not the. So you have a security deposit also.
Or how much? How? So give me the average. Let's say
In Michigan, $1,200 for a 3-bedroom house. But
How
most
much
of
it
my
costs to turn it
portfolio are houses.
how much to turn it over, tenant.
Here's my strategy. So I don't have a lot of turnover. I try purposely to rent to families with young kids.
Okay.
The reason being, as a parent, as a mother, like you, just think of the mind of a mother. The one thing that mothers want to provide for their children, stability.
Yeah.
So they really don't move. The boyfriends go in and out sometimes, but the parents don't move. They claim those homes. I take really good care of them, and they stay. So the tenure is fairly long. The cost of labor in the Midwest is fairly inexpensive. So yes, I do have to repaint. I change the carpet. They sometimes like carpet in really cold places.
Yeah.
So I do change carpet. I do have to paint, and sometimes you have to like do some bathroom work because there's mold and things like that.
Throw me a number.
I might say 2,500.
I was about to say that.
But so that's a great scenario. That's for somebody that really got a system. You got a down pat. For the average real estate investor, they don't have it down like you have it, right? That's starting out. They don't got it.
And I don't have mortgages on my property either.
So for somebody to have a mortgage and they got a government program and they probably got tenants that's not upkeeping, they're gonna spend $2,500 or more.
Well,
versus
you're gonna get hurt if you pulled your money out. If you did the BRRRR strategy and you thought you paid 50 and now you're gonna refinance and pull your money, you can get hurt on the turnover. But at the same time, and I think this law just changed, you can charge. You're gonna get back rent and security. So the $25 I spent, I'm gonna get $2,400 back when I rent to the new tenant.
what's the new law?
Rent and security. Oh,
so you went out.
So the new law, I think they said, I believe it's in New York, you can't charge more than one security deposit.
Okay.
Interesting.
So, did you hear that, Hein?
No, I didn't know people were doing multiple
See if I can
security.
do
I
a
know
quick
in
Google.
Connecticut, you know, because I was trying to get a crib out there, you can't charge more than 2.
Okay.
And you can't get more than 3 months up front. But that's in Connecticut. I don't know what New York.
So you're looking at 5,
Yeah.
right? So that's $6,000 right there.
Yeah.
Michigan, I usually take like 1 month's rent and try to get 2. I try to get 2 securities, and tenants will take care of your property if they know that I got 2 securities. They typically take care of it. It's not every tenant is going to wreck your place though. Also, we got to take that in consideration.
But what is, from your experience, right? Because I knew this from my experience, I have more tenants that wrecked the place than kept the place in conditions where after I'm renting it out.
What neighborhood were you in?
I'm buying in low income areas. I'm buying in Pennsylvania, Jersey, but I bought something in Milwaukee.
I agree. There's a high percentage in the hood. There's gonna be some damage, right? Holes in the wall from, like, you can just see, right? They busting the door open. You see the doorknob hole in the wall, right? I know you had that before, right? The stains in the carpet or the floors, right? I know you had that, but for the most part, your team should be able to put that back together. Fairly simple.
They could put it back together, but what I'm sharing is, when we rent out a storage unit, somebody, transitions that transition, we don't have to put in nothing. You just really clean it out, power wash, a couple $100.
Let me ask you this. What's the percentage of people putting their stuff in storage that's putting their stuff in storage for good reason or putting it for bad reason? Like, how many people fell on hard times and put their stuff in storage?
I don't really know the exact number of how many people.
Just in your experience, what you thinking? Like, are people getting kicked out and putting their stuff in storage?
I think majority is from, like, some distress situations.
Han, we got him.
Distress.
Han, we got him. So we got him, Han. You know where I'm going?
I mean,
you know I'm going with it?
Well, what you mean?
So the default rate on those payments got to be a little bit higher too.
Oh no. See, this is what I'm trying to share with you, right?
they busted.
This is what I want to share.
The credit card. So you got kicked out. You got evicted. You putting your stuff in storage. Don't tell me your credit cards has always got room for the
But
payment.
they got evicted for a $3,000 rent versus a $100 storage unit.
Mm-hmm.
They can maintain that.
So
versus,
they can typically maintain the stuff.
Yeah.
Plus all the important stuff being storage.
And if in the event that they do default, you're gonna do the auction anyway.
How much you getting paid from the auction
The
stuff?
auction, I just get whatever is owed. So
Okay.
yeah,
And
you
they
can't
get
charge
to
anything on
sell
top.
and make money.
yeah. So let's say a unit, they bid off the unit for $700. Somebody buy it for $700. If I'm owed $200, that's what I'm gonna get.
You get
know,
200,
I won't
regardless what was in there.
get- correct. Now
And
there's cases where we lose, right? Because there may be somebody that owe $700 and the unit only sell for $200.
Yeah.
So that in that case it does happen.
How long
Alright.
does it take to fill up a unit? Like if somebody's evicted, what's the longest layover for you to fill up a slot?
30 days max.
That's
That's
ill.
30 days max. Yeah.
Respect it.
Pretty much a month to get the
Respect it.
cash flow running again.
Yeah, that's what I'm. It's,
On that unit. I respect it. But tenants the same way.
I
I've
don't
never
know.
gone 2 months in New York, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, Michigan without a tenant. I'm building properties they asking to buy. I'm renovating houses in the Midwest. They asking can they get in. There's a shortage of housing.
It is a shortage of houses. Maybe it's just me. Maybe my experience, because I'm seeing me and so many other people that don't have the success in real estate of having the right tenants that's not tearing up the property.
Yeah,
that's
I get
keeping up with
So
their
are you an
payments.
outlier,
Yeah,
Charles?
I think you are the outlier. Most people are.
I don't
not-
do the burst strategy. So I don't have I don't have mortgages. So if I didn't get paid, I'm like
You still good. Like you're not
personally,
stressing.
I'm still and when I first got into real estate and I was fighting tenants and stuff, trying to get them out, the only reason I was so angry is because I manage my finances the right way. So I know how much my mortgage is at home. I know how much my bills are. You not paying your rent, you messing up my stuff at home.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, you kind of gotta go, because I personally had to pay for it. So my first house was in my name, right? 2001 or 2. Got FHA, got it in my personal name. So the loan is on my personal name.
Let me ask you something really quick. How did you learn to get in the game? Like somebody taught you, had mentorship? Or you just,
Hell no.
because what I'm hearing, that's
2 family members
okay.
put my name on a house when I was in college. So I played basketball at Caldwell University, Caldwell, New Jersey. I left. They put my name on a house. I came back in February to do my taxes. And they like, yeah, Charles, you could just go. Or we going to just handle your stuff right now. I was like, let me take a look at it. Let me see what's going on. I seen $48,000 at the bottom line of from Section 8 money that was generated. I was like, yo, y'all got me up in college starving, and y'all made $48,000. I was like, nah, like ain't no way. Like I'm eating I'm struggling for Chinese food. I'm doing what we got to do to get money in college, right? I was a little upset, but I peeped like the Section 8 game. I peeped the real estate game a little bit, and these are 2 people that didn't have they wasn't like hustlers, like go-getters like that. They just used the mindset or the mentality or the information to go buy a house. That was 917 Bryant Avenue on Southern Boulevard, right? So I knew when I came home from school, I was just like all over real estate. I was like, and I ain't tell nobody. I told my 2 best friends. I was like, how do I get one of these properties? It was like 5% conventional, 3.5 FHA, right? So I was just doing the math on like 200,000. I need 3.5%, and I saved that up. Then my 2 friends was asking like, yo, let us in, let us get down with you. I bought it in my name, FHA, and that's how I got in real estate.
Yeah, you an outlier, bro. You're an
But
outlier.
everybody getting into real estate with the
you
FHA.
First of all, you had the resource to save up a down payment. Coming from where we
That
come
was like
from,
$14,000, $6,000, $14,000.
that's a lot of money to somebody.
Charles, are you that removed that you don't understand? Because now money looks different to you.
Yeah.
Or your mindset like, that's not a lot. But in the hood, if you say you got 6 bands, a chick is sucking you off, bro. For nothing.
Yo, this is a news podcast.
You can bleep.
This
You
is
can,
brick by brick real
Yeah.
estate podcast.
yeah, scum by scum, pardon me.
Yeah, he just flipped. All right, that's a whole That's another segment.
I gonna take care of that. What's the time?
Nah, we don't edit. So no, we don't.
He gonna put a good bleep on it.
Yeah.
Bleep.
But
Sorry, I ain't trying to give you more work.
You're removed, and you far removed, bro. Money different.
So
than
you saying, right? Let's just say 3%. That's $6,000 plus closing costs at another 6%, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's 12 plus 6 is 18,000, right? 6% closing costs, 3% FHA, right? So we're looking at 18,000. I had 9. My 2 friends had 4.5.
What friends you had? Who's your friends that had
$4,000?
That's a lot of money. How old were you?
Fresh out of college, bro. I'm gonna say 23, 24. Yeah. I did 5 years
Let's
in
go
college.
to a poll. Yo, y'all had that type of money getting out of college?
25 years old. Did you have $6,000? Ayo, 25 years old. Did you have $6,000? Say it louder, bro.
Nah, he over
so
here.
We have 50%
like,
right now.
Nah.
We have 50%.
Nah.
Hein, we're not asking how you got it. 25 years old. Did you have $6,000?
No, but a phone call, I can get it.
So you had access to $6,000.
Yeah, like, but I wasn't. My mentality wasn't on it. But if I needed to,
you could have got it.
Like I knew how to fake companies.
So we got 66% of the room. Did you have $6,000? If somebody, so look, this is what I'm saying. We are 3 out of 4. That's 75. Actually, if you add me. Right, so without me, 75% of the room had access to $6,000 at 25.
But we're not taught to think like that.
Are we all we're not all the outliers.
In this room right here, we're the outliers.
Yes, we are.
In this room,
Charles, we are. All 5 of us is out. Think about what you said. How you brought these guys in, and how the boost of your social attack is. I can tell you right now, I've ran through all types of people that can do that. This is a 1% that you got right here. I know people that are selling courses to do what they do, and then they sit there and say, I don't know why it's not working. Yeah. Liars. They don't know what they're doing.
All right. So they got a little bit with social media.
I'm aware.
They know some
stuff. They
stuff.
ahead of the curve, bro.
They ahead of the curve.
They're young dudes. That's why.
All right.
I'm talking about the masses, bro. The masses, bro.
Don't got $6,000.
Don't have $6,000. Don't got $10,000, $15,000.
Put a comment right now if you 25 and you got access to $6,000. Just put $6,000.
Do you know the average American, over 85% of Americans don't even have $4,000 accessible?
All right. So I had a job fresh out of college, right? I wasn't going overseas. They said it was trash. Lying
basketball?
Lying about the housing and everything. I was like, yo, I'm not doing it. I'm just take a job, right? So me and my 2 friends, we got a house. So we can make money. We chopped it up into rooms, and we was renting out rooms. Wild and crazy experience, but it taught me so much. And that's how we really got into the game. But I have like this love for, I love the concept of being a landlord for a couple of reasons, right? When you buy a single family house, appreciation is fairly high based on where you buy it. So there's and I strategically pick houses. I'm not going to Syracuse where a house is $50,000 in 2010, and then 2030 is still $50,000, right? Detroit is turning. I do a lot in Birmingham. It's turning. You could see it, it's just turning.
Charles, is Birmingham a port city?
I don't think so.
All right.
No. I'm gonna. My guess.
Because I know
is
Detroit got a port not too far. A lot of port cities tend to do well.
Yeah, but following recent news, Dan Gilbert is owns half of Detroit.
Yeah.
You see downtown going crazy.
But bro, what you're not understanding is you're an outlier, right? Everything that you're
because I read a newspaper and see that Dan
Gilbert. Yes.
But everybody has the same phone in their hand.
But they're not doing that. All they doing is going on social media and then hearing somebody say, "Go buy a single family house."
Yes.
And then, all right, I'm gonna go buy a single family house in the worst neighborhood because it's the cheapest for me. It's the most accessible.
I know that's the D-Boy starter package.
Out.
That's the D-Boy starter plan. That's the D-Boy goal, right? Is to get into real estate. Is to go buy something in the hood,
cheap bando,
renovate it,
fix it up,
pull it up, put the money out. Yeah, and that's why we not. It's
so that's
not changing for
But that's what I'm asking your background at Mint, because even for me, I wasn't doing that research, right? I didn't have all of these. I didn't have $6,000.
But you got common sense, bro. I know you could look at the numbers and say, all right, this mortgage is 200K, right? And this where we bump our head.
Who has that?
No. The house that you was what you was buying, 200,000, right? Is the cost of the house. The mortgage on that is going to be 1,800, right? You getting or the mortgage is what, 1,600, let's say 1,400, right? You renting them out 900 each. So you making 1,800 off of 1,400. $200 per door is the average, right? That failed. But at some point, didn't you say to yourself, this is what I say to myself.
I got you, Rob.
This is what I'm going to say to myself.
Question.
All right.
This is what I'm going to say to myself.
Yeah.
And you're going to close it out with it.
Why am I taking out a mortgage for $200,000 to make $400 a month? At any point when you was doing those deals, did you say, I could take $200,000 and put it somewhere else and make more money?
Charles.
Hold on, let me hear his answer.
No.
I wasn't doing $200,000. It wasn't the type of deals I was
How much
doing.
were they?
$50,000, $60,000. I was doing cheap deals. That's the money. That's the type of money I had.
So you was buying houses for 50?
Buying a house for $50,000, put $20,000 as far as renovation. I'm all in $75,000. Rent it out.
And then they not paying the rent, and now you in a whole 70, and you looking like crazy because you got.
How about this?
Go ahead.
Our interview ain't out. I don't care who puts this part out first. His father's a genius. Ask him the mistake his father made to show you how people don't think the same. Ask him.
So, we broke that down.
We ain't that big, yo.
No, go for it.
Come on, go
So
ahead.
my dad, right? I told you he was a victim of predatory lending.
Yeah.
So he ended up taking out the trash one day it was a 3-unit building in Brooklyn. He was taking out the trash one day and he seen a card that says, if you have been a victim of predatory lending, call this number. He didn't know what predatory lending is. It was just really God just saying, yo, here goes something, call it. He called the number, told the attorney his situation. The attorney knew all the people because they've been doing it across Brooklyn. So they end up putting in a lawsuit and they settled out because they didn't even want to go to court. But they gave him 2 options. Option number 1, I give you $150,000 check right now, let's walk away. Option number 2, you can take this 3-family property free and clear, you won't have no mortgage on it, it's yours. What you think he did?
What did he do?
What you think?
He took the house.
No, he took the money.
He took the $150?
Took the $150, which is like the craziest thing you could do. But if you don't have the mentorship and you young, $150,000 after I already got scammed and I'm already stressed out, let me get the $150,000. When with the knowledge that we now have, we know give me that free and clear.
Especially it was in Brooklyn too.
Yeah,
that's $3 million right now.
$4 million right now.
That's why he said that's why what Rod's saying, how you think, it's really outlier behavior, man.
Yeah.
Just
you're not realizing that you're an outlier. You even just broke down numbers real quick to my 200.
Yeah, when you did that, I'm looking at him like, nigga,
who's doing that?
Oh, excuse me, dude. Like, what are you talking about?
Are y'all look? Are y'all doing this?
But no, they are. But they do it in their own world.
Houses in. They not buying. They not building.
So I'm talking about go back.
But this is what I was doing back then.
And how would you do it?
So look, the first house I bought, 903.
Where did you learn to do it?
Let me tell you. 903 Home Street, Bronx, New York. Like, look it up. Charles Noonan's name is on it, 2001 through 2002. $216,000, right? And I'm going to tell you what I did for it to make sense, which was kind of crazy. $216,000. The mortgage was somewhere like $1,600. 900 and 900 making 1,800 wasn't working. Let's just say I was able to get, and I don't think they was 12. Let's just say we able to get 1,200. That's 2,400 off of 1,600, right? There's 800 left. Between me, you, and him, it's not enough money. We chopped it up into rooms. $125 a week. That's how that's the only way it made sense.
He still don't even understand how you're doing it is so ill. It's like saying, "Yo, Jordan, how do you do this reverse layup?" And
the D-boy is not taking. I'm not.
How did you even think about breaking it up in rooms? Like,
yeah,
who has this knowledge? To
because we're sitting here, I'm saying, give me $4,000, and I'm gonna give you back Out of 800, I'm taking 200. If I say give me 4,000, I'm gonna give you 200 a month. You're gonna be like, hell no, right? Because that's just not enough money. Yeah. Everybody should be thinking in the bird game, yo, $300 a door is not enough money. That's not.
When you comparing it to what? What are you comparing it to?
It's
somebody I just want to get my car note paid.
Matter.
My car note's $300 a month. If I buy this, at least I know my car note paid. That's what the average Joe is thinking.
You're not paying a car note with 300. So look, this is the common sense thinking. Why am I taking $800,000 loan to make off of 4 doors $400 a month, $1,600?
All right, so you need to say this to the thousands of people that's doing this.
Hey, look,
the thousands of people I know it.
All y'all bird people, I'm telling you right now, Charles Noonan, y'all doing it wrong. If you taking a couple of $100,000 to make $200, $300, $400 per door, you doing it wrong. It just don't make no sense.
There brick by brick.
Thank you. All right, so look, let's get into it. Now we going fast money round. Mm-hmm. With houses, you get faster appreciation. What you get with storage units?
You get faster appreciation as well. It's forced appreciation. That's why it's even better. Now I'm actually winning.
Gloves are off now. Right? We going rapid money now. These are the championship rounds.
When you
Gloves
are
off.
buying storage, right? The value of your facility or your business is based upon the revenue, your net operating income,
the multiple of the revenue.
Exactly. So the more revenue I can bring, if I increase my rent just $50 across 300 units, that's gonna give me value. Versus a single family, I increase the rent. Okay, that doesn't change.
Well, we got
value.
Appreciation. So the neighborhood changes, right? There's houses on shortage. I mean, there's a shortage on housing using.
Is that guaranteed? Because the neighborhood could change and your house could go down.
You have to buy, right? You have to buy where they're building amphitheaters. You have to buy.
Who's doing that research?
Yo, it's Google, Alabama, Google Birmingham, Alabama cash infusion.
You're now doing that research. Everybody else that's getting into real estate, hearing the Bird method, buying this, they're not doing no research.
They ain't running no comps. What, you just gonna put a blind? You just gonna buy what anybody tell you to buy?
They're running comps, right?
Yes.
But the comps today won't be the comps tomorrow. If you bought a property in 2020,
okay,
and you now trying to sell it in 2024,
yeah.
What you thought you was gonna get from it, like a lot of people got caught with fix and flips. You thought you was gonna exit, but no, it ain't happening. So
and a lot of fix and I don't really love fix and flips because a lot of people break even and they don't tell you none of that. And plus, you need money to spend during that 6 months. So you might have made 50, but you're already in the hole by the time you get that 50. So we ain't even gonna go there with the fix and flip strategy.
But that's based upon comps, though. That's based upon appreciation.
All right, come on.
That's not
round
consistent.
two. Round two.
Who won that round? Who won that round?
Appreciation. Do houses appreciate better, or he pointing at me, bro?
Charles, what?
I got the appreciation round. Hey, put in the comments who won the appreciation round.
There's no way he got appreciation,
bro. So my house where I live,
I can literally increase the rent and then raise my appreciation. Period. I don't need to worry about what this person sold for, what that person sold for.
Here's how we gonna make round one a tie. Okay. You got money off the storage, off the referrals. Yeah. So that goes towards your sales if you do the referral agreement right and they pay to the storage facility. Yeah. You got money off the vending machine because I just study you. I love what you do, so I know. So that will go into the cost to the net sales of the facility too. So yes, you can, as you squeeze more money out of the storage facility, increase the value of the facility through appreciation over time. Plus, just the cost of the units go up over time as well too. So I don't see them dollar free sales or the free whatever. And we got a storage unit right outside. You peeped it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told him what a coincidence when we pulled up.
I'm surrounded by storage facilities, but look, he's surrounded by buildings, houses, and everything else. So round one, we gonna call a tie.
Yeah, it's a tie.
Government programs. Section 8, HUD, veterans programs, group homes. Should I keep going?
You can have the government programs. I ain't even gonna go.
Group homes.
I'm not even gonna challenge you.
You can have
perspective.
Pay automatic on the first in the account overnight. You wake up, money.
Yeah,
talk to me.
You can have that one. I'm not into the group home, the government program. I did Section 8 with 2 tenants. I did not like it.
You know what? Airbnb.
Oh no!
You can Airbnb a house.
Airbnb is the worst.
You can Airbnb. I don't Airbnb.
Airbnb
but I'm
is
just
the
saying
worst.
the flexibility you have with a house and 2 units.
Airbnb.
You gonna give me round 2?
I'll give you the government.
Scratch
one.
Airbnb.
The government one, you got that one.
I'll give you the
Joe.
government. Let's not go into the Airbnb, bro.
All right, so look, we gonna shake. We both agree Airbnb is shaky as hell.
Yeah.
No offense to the Airbnb people. I know some of y'all.
Is it across the country or just in particular spots though? The Airbnb.
I'm gonna let Ramel speak on it. It was hot though.
It was hot.
They went like a little 2-year run.
Yeah,
it was fire.
That was dead, right? They putting laws in place in different places, and really, it's not sustainable. You know what I mean? So,
Explain to me why the hotel prices have gone up to the point that the average hotel room now is about $350 out. Like in
Airbnb is out of business.
yeah,
It's
Airbnb,
flatline.
where you going? You traveling? Where you going? It's supply and demand. And this is the thing. All right, let me just say this, right? This is what it is for Airbnb.
No, let's talk.
You are the renter's renter. So I'm going to get an apartment. I'm going to rent from this person to go and rent it to you. I'm the middleman. You're not really making no money. And then if I own the house myself and I go and do Airbnb, now I have a job now. Now I got to be running around.
What about
putting
the
furniture?
whole automate? They say they automating it.
I guess. I guess. I don't
This
know.
gonna be my first hater session.
I don't hear nothing about Airbnb.
Well, I have to. I'm not going to hate. Some people are saying
That's
they
funny.
still cooking in certain areas, and no, you know what? These could be outliers, but I know people that are doing Airbnbs well.
Okay.
I know people that got they're Airbnb in mansions, so their clientele might be higher, and people that you can't get that at a hotel. You can't get a pool, like 8 bedrooms and things like that. And in fact, I'm actually gonna look into renting an Airbnb when I do the conference and what's the name? So, Airbnb might be
yes, but that's more of like, you know,
the outlier
Yeah,
scenario.
yeah.
So I know people's killing Airbnb, and we had somebody in the studio that said they said it was an area, Tennessee maybe, where they was killing it, ran up 7 figures. So maybe we'll have him on the show. All right, so round 2, I got that. Round 3,
yeah.
you can get. So I build, right? Okay. I build houses now. Mm-hmm. I'm on my 4th one. Mm-hmm. Community development block grants are agencies that will give developers money to build houses. So where there's neighborhoods that are disinvested, like Birmingham, Alabama, Detroit, Michigan, they will give developers money to help build. How could people get money, or is there any money that you can get where there may be a need for a storage facility where you can get money to do something like that if you wanted to build from the beginning?
Honestly, I don't know, because I've never done that route, so I can't really speak on it. It may be some grants there, you know, but similar to buying the land and building a house, you could buy the land, build the storage. Right?
Facility.
So, but I never built the storage. I bought them existing, because my whole thing is I want to get cash flow day one. Right?
Yeah.
So if I gotta buy the land, then you got the carrying cost on it, and that time frame. Yes, is a strategy to do, but currently, it's like I want to get cash flow day one, and when I have enough capital and resources that I feel comfortable with to go and build out, then we're gonna do it. Because you know, with you building land, when building on land, you gotta have some resources. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta, you know,
team.
Do you feel that somebody new getting into the business will be able to build land from the bottom?
Absolutely. It's so much easier, bro. It's easier than a fix and flip.
Okay.
It's even less risky. So you know, with a fix and flip, right, you got to deal with that contractor. You're at the mercy of the contractor.
You don't deal with contractors on the
Yeah, but when you do a fix and flip, what's the first thing the contractor asks you for?
Fix and flip with deposit?
100%.
Yeah.
You got to pay the deposit to the contractor. Then now you bite your nails, you hoping yo, you started yet?
Yeah.
Yo, what does it look like? Can you send me
job.
some pictures?
Yeah.
They done took the money, did what they did, cleaned up another job, all of that. You're at the mercy of them. When you build, they do the work first. Get the inspection passed. So the first thing, they clear it and do the foundation. Right? They do the footing and then the foundation. You don't pay them until the inspector comes out and it gets approved and it passes inspection. Then you pay. So it's so little risk involved. Have you ever seen a house stop being built like 50% in? No.
I never paid attention to it, to be honest with you.
You don't see houses, right, that's not built, that's not completed. The reason is they put their license on file with planning and zoning to pull those trades, to do the framing, to do the foundation, to do the roof, to do the electrical, right? So the chances of them finishing, their money's already there, they just have to do the work. So it's a lot less risky than fix and flip. I broke it down so it's only like 10 steps, right? It's like 10 phases. You clear the land, you do the footing, foundation, framing, roof, wrap the house with like Tyvek paper is what the most common. Then we do the inside. Then you put on your siding, right? So I broke it down so everybody could do it. It's kind of like make it real easy for all of us to understand. I think anybody could do it. But to your point of government money and building storage facilities, I've seen there are like, you know how they have modular homes where they build them somewhere else?
Yeah.
I've seen where they've built storage facilities and dropped them. Have you ever seen those?
Pod, yeah.
Not well, it's a whole facility, but I think maybe they do.
Them.
Yeah. Have you done those yet?
I've never done it. So my strategy, bro, is buying existing facilities, right? Because as a newbie entrepreneur, you getting into business and you having to go through that full process.
Yeah.
Whether it's building, whether it's starting the business, growing the business, you got to have the capital to do it. It takes a certain level of skill set, mindset. It's going to take time.
Right.
You're not going to get money day one, right?
Yeah.
So for somebody that's new to go and buy a business that's already set up, right? So for example, the last 3 facilities, the guy owned it for 30 years, right? It already has customers, already have a website, already got the marketing in place, already have ads running, already, like everything's already done.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go buy it and collect money day one and learn in the process of me making money versus learning in the process of losing or being in the negative while you're waiting for your return.
Nice. I love it, bro. Hey, I got to give it up to you, man. That's a killer.
Yeah.
That's a killer way to get into the game because it's so much safer, right? It's less risky, and you get to see financials before you buy. How many years you go back?
2 years, 3 years.
2 years, you get to see that.
2 years or 3 years.
You get to see the facility filled already, and then you can get in and like add your sauce on it. Like put your vending machines or whatever else you want to add on there.
Yeah. So it's minimal risk. That's the biggest thing, because a lot of people get into business and most people don't know the numbers that 50% of businesses, 40% of businesses fail within the first 2 years. 90% of businesses fail in 10 years. Why? Because you don't have the money. You're learning in the process. Go buy it. It's already done. Somebody already built it, and now you can learn as you go. Add your different strategies on it. So with the, like you said, with the storage units, we make money off insurance. So
I love
that's
it.
That's a big money driver that most people don't even know.
I love it. You should to go vertical, to stay vertical, you should have your own insurance company, your insurance agency. That license is easy, and you get like a lot of the premium too. Yeah. So hopefully, man, I ain't gonna lie. When I watch your social media, I be like, that dude is so smart. I be like, that's the cheat code. Yeah. Cause you really don't. You ain't gonna fight with no tenant at all. You're not gonna fight with the tenant. You don't gotta deal with. You ever see people where the tenant leaves and they purposely mess up the apartment?
It has happened to me.
Like they jam up the toilet and all of that? Yeah. Crazy. You see those articles where people be fighting the landlord? Yeah. And you got these professional tenants now in New York. I don't know if this is in every city, but you got squatters. You can't squat in a storage facility, right? You can't just come in and put your stuff.
You don't go by eviction laws. So.
Right. So you got a fire asset class, bro.
You got to remember, too, New York is pro-renter because my uncle had a few spots in Brownsville, so he was older. So at the time, me and my cousins, we like 22, and it's nothing but like hookers he's running to that they got the money. Yeah, they got hookers and dancers. We knew it because we'd have to come collect the rent. That's why I was asking you why you was having problems, because when you start being nice to them, they start like knowing how to mark you and say, all right, I can play the game.
Yeah.
So now when our uncle would go, they're like, oh, he old. We're going to keep playing the game. So we came. They're like, all right, they in their thong shorts. They caught us a couple of times.
Yeah.
But now they got the money, Charles. They don't want to pay it. So just to get the marshal to kick them out, it took about 9 to 10 months.
Yeah.
Whereas in Florida, they put the eviction notice there, and every time you late, the days of eviction get less. So it's 30 days the first time you late, 15 you're late, 7, then 2. So, but when we got the marshal, I remember them girls came, they pulled a shoebox out. They had 8 racks for the rent. I remember our uncle was like, I don't care.
Get out.
Swallow the money.
Yeah,
You know,
man.
so
Listen, man. We from the hood.
It's
Like,
New York is pro renter, man.
I done seen my parents
yeah.
not pay the rent.
Yep.
You know we about to go buy a new house, so we just gonna hold the money. We gonna hold the money.
See, I told you.
Like,
What I just
It's
said.
a dirty game.
Yeah, like
It's
it's
out
New
the
York.
game
You cannot
altogether.
evict me.
Yeah,
so I'm
it's
step
pro
my
renter
rent
in
'cause
New
I'm about to
York.
go buy this.
Or here's
fight.
what some people do too. They use their security for the last month,
Yup.
knowing like, hey, don't give it back to you. I'm gonna use it, knowing you're not supposed to use
Yeah,
it.
that's what-
But it's like a break even thing, bro. All right, cool. I love it, man. So you teach this. Tell me about that. How's that been going for you?
Amazing, bro. So we got 8 self-storage millionaires that came to my program. We got like maybe 6 students already bought businesses. So not only self-storage, I teach how to buy just cash flowing businesses. So self-storage is just backed by real estate. So it's a business backed by real estate. That's why I love it so much. But just any cash flowing business, right? So that's really what we teach. And the cool thing about it is doing it without having to use your own money, being creative, whether it's private equity, business credit cards, seller financing, just being creative, ultimately being a deal maker, so that's what we do.
That's dope, man. So how do people, tell me a little bit about how people find you? I know Instagram's going crazy for you. I watched your gram just grow, right? As like somebody that looks up to the asset class you do and the way that you put that together. I love it. But how else do people find you?
Instagram, YouTube, type in Mogul Lifestyle _. Or I give a text number.
Of course, yeah.
So
it's our show,
matter of
bro.
fact,
We
let's
can do whatever we
do
want.
something. I want to do some. Give me a word. Give me a code word. Give me a code word.
We do storage.
Storage? All right, cool. So I want y'all to text storage to 347-429-6496, and you could tap in with me in my community. And anybody that comes through your pipeline, we're going to make sure that we give them half off to join the community.
Oh, that's dope. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. All right, bro. Now, I know you killing it with the storage facilities. And buying businesses is like, I'm going to almost say that's another area that we're tapping into, right, from an information standpoint. But I want to invite you to this conference I'm doing in Birmingham.
Okay.
I just want you to look. I'm not trying to sell you,
I told you,
bro.
if you do the subdivision, I'm in.
I'm not trying to. I want your support, right? So I want you to come to Birmingham, Alabama, February 21st to the 22nd. I'm doing a conference where I want to teach 500 people how to build, how to pick, purchase, profit their first investment property. But I want to do it in a city that's still black owned, right? Birmingham is 95% black. We own it from the mayor up all the way down. It's like black. It's a city that we can kind of like call our own and still build because a portion of it is still disinvested. So we have an opportunity where we can go in the city, still buy land, and build on it. All right, so over 2 days, I'm going to do like a party, a networking mixer on Friday, and then Saturday, I'm gonna put everybody in the room. This is probably a first from a physical perspective. I want to put the lenders in the room. I want to put the contractors that you need, the trust attorney, because we got to start protecting our property. The reason we're buying this stuff back, we used to own it, and a lot of us lost it because we didn't have the right succession plan. So I'm going to have the trust attorney in the room, the realtors, the title attorney. I'm going to have everybody in the room that we need to be successful for the first time in the South. It's going to be the biggest thing Birmingham has ever had.
Say less, bro. I'm in there.
Now, can I ask a question? Because
what's up, bro?
Like I said, I had mentioned you in the interview we just did with Ramel, and I said you guys are making real estate look sexy. meaning like to be a rapper, aside from the wealth, the status of it is sexy. What is the pushback y'all dealing with because y'all don't look traditional? Or are y'all getting pushback?
I'll start first. So yeah, I would say yes and no, right? So from a social media standpoint, like people love it, right? They want to see that you, like, if seeing is believing in our community. Like if you don't got a rollie, if you don't got nice cars, like, you ain't really doing it. So I was never really a fan of even doing that because I didn't really know jewelry. I ain't I didn't come from seeing my dad didn't have cars, so all I knew was just doing the real work. Yeah. But as I started teaching more online, people like, yo, when you gonna get this? When you gonna get that? I'm like, I don't need that. Yeah. Right? But I actually said, nah, I gotta do something because seeing is believing. But the other side of it, I had a closing. Actually, like I told you, it was 3 facilities that we just purchased probably about 6 months ago, 8 months ago. I bought the facilities from them. When we went to closing, I had my Lamborghini. But as soon as I got to closing, I actually told one of my video guy who was recording me, I told him to get in the car and actually park the car up the street and we're gonna walk. Yeah. I didn't even want them to see me at that point because I felt like when I was buying a facility, I'm positioning myself as like not somebody that got a lot of money, because if you got a lot of money and you buying this deal, well, you could pay for it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if I want to get at a good discount, I can't be having rollies and rooms. This is room. You can't do all that. Yeah. You know, so I think when you actually really doing the real business, and at least from self-storage standpoint, you tucking your chains. Like they look at it as like, if you doing all that, you really ain't got the money because wealth is quiet. Like rich is loud, wealth is quiet. So when I'm really in the rooms doing the real business deals, I'm just coming clean. Might have a rollie on plain Jane. Yeah, that's because like if you know, you know. Yeah. But all the extra loud stuff is really a no-go from what I've seen. That's just my experience.
Same thing for me. It's the rich ninja tax. Right? Right? This is a real estate podcast. The rich ninja tax. Yeah. Here's the pushback. Here's where it gets hard for us because I hire our people to do our work. Yeah. So quick example, I renovated a block of properties in Michigan. The first one, the guy charged me $4,000 for the roof. The second one, $4,000. The third one, $8,000. I'm like, yo, what happened? I thought we locked in at $4,000. He's counting my money the whole time, right? The fifth one, more. I had to switch out. I'm like, yo, you going a little crazy. You doing too much, right? So that they don't understand like where we came from, the struggle for you to lose or have to give up your portfolio that you stood on so proudly. Hurt, like you went through something to get where you at now. The rich nigga tax is crazy. Even with an oil change, right? Just driving nice cars. So cars we love, not even we don't love them. We just got them, right? People just assume so much with a car. I actually stopped showing my car collection on Instagram. Like if you go all the way back, you see me sitting on like a convertible next to a Rolls Royce, next to a Maybach, next to a Porsche, right? And I'm just like, I don't know what I'm gonna drive. It brought like such a the wrong people to my mentorship, and I was like, you're not getting a Maybach in a year, right? Like I've been in the game since 2002, fist fighting with tenants to be where I am today. Don't ask me to teach you how to get this tomorrow. Like you gotta start where I started. I'm gonna help you fast track and amplify, but like the expectations sometimes of people seeing where we are to where they are is kind of crazy.
Are you familiar with this relationship show called 8 at the Table?
No.
All right, the guy that created it and producer, his main source, real estate. He's made millions. And he said, what I've seen in the entertainment industry is I can make this in 3 months. Now, you got to be rocking in entertainment, which is a real 1%er versus in real estate with the information. He said, what I can make in entertainment in 3 months would take me about 1.5 years in real estate. That's why he's into it. But he's never going to leave the bread and butter of real estate. Yeah. So that's why when people come to y'all and they're looking, they're like, give me that fast come up like I think I could get as an entertainer.
Yeah.
Y'all don't look like y'all struggle. Y'all don't look like some old niggas in wheelchairs. Excuse me, old dudes. Pardon me. I'm just keeping it real. So that's why the perception is, oh, I can jump track where they at, which is not the case.
We gonna help you do it faster. So you may have you have 4 facilities, five facilities, right? So now you could see everything. You could probably analyze one in like 2 days, let's just say, where somebody who's outside of the game might take 2 months and still be scared. They come to you, they rock with you, all right, you got them in because you know what a good facility is and how it's producing. The same thing with me. I went through it. I know how to build from the ground up. I could look at land in 5 minutes and say, buy the piece of land. We're going to build for 169 and sell for 225. That's what you're going to get. It's not going to make you like where I'm at in a year. That's sometimes the pushback I get is like they just want too much too fast.
Yeah. Nah, you said it, bro. I think real estate is not fast money, but it's for sure money, consistent money, like retirement money. That's why I love it, right? Because you can make a couple grand a month, you can make $100,000 on the flip, 200,000, and you probably can make that much faster than another business, right? But it's just a safer, more consistent thing for your retirement. That's really what we need to understand, that we can't have instant gratification, and I do feel that just social media and the flash and what we've always represented in our culture. We represented live fast, blow money fast, and now we just want to get everything fast. And we what we're doing now, like you having this platform, is changing that narrative, right? Yeah. And that's all we can do is just keep consistently putting out the message to change the narrative.
I bet. You told them where to find you. Man. Perfect. Guys, that wraps up this episode of Brick by Brick with Charles Noonan and my guy, Ramel Newerls. I don't know if I got to tell you how much of a fan I am of what you've been doing, man. I love this.